Apple is planning to source some chips from the still unfinished Taiwan Semiconductor plant in Arizona. That's in an effort to diversify its supply chain and pivot from Asia. This is according to a report from Bloomberg. And for more on this, let's bring in Yahoo Finance's tech editor, Dan Howley. And you know, Dan, there's been so much attention on chips and the build out of the chip manufacturing business in the U.S. We already knew that Apple is sort of going in this direction, but this is an interesting development.
Yeah, it really is. This could be for the iPhone. This could be for the Mac. Really, the big deal is it's TSMC. This is likely the plant that they're talking about building out in Arizona that would go up and running in 2024. So not quite tomorrow. But, a little bit down the line. And I think, for Apple, it just speaks to the broader problems that they've had with China in the past year. And also just looking to the future, saying, look, countries are talking about trying to diversify. More companies are jumping in, saying, look, we don't want to just rely on one area. We've seen the downside of that, just sourcing all of our product from China or, from Taiwan with, kind of the saber rattling back and forth with China and the U.S. over Taiwan. So it, kind of behooves a company like Apple to say, look, we're going to start moving our productivity capabilities or our supply chain away from those areas. And we've seen them talk about moving to India, to Vietnam, moving out of China more. Don't get me wrong, it's not happening tomorrow. It's going to take quite a while for them to move a lot of their capacity, or at least start having more available on a global scale. But this is really a big move for them. And frankly, for the chip manufacturing capabilities in the U.S., this is Apple we're talking about. They sell millions of iPhones, right. Millions of watches, millions of AirPods and laptops. And, all of those need chips. And TSMC makes those chips.
So the timing around this sounds like 2024 for end users of the Apple products or the Apple ecosystem.
Yeah.
What would that difference look like and how soon thereafter?
It would probably, honestly, an advanced chip can take 6 months to be built, like from start to finish. It can take quite a while. And, there's no guarantee that this is going to be the most advanced chips that Apple needs. So I think, you could say maybe just conservatively a year, that they would go from start to into end user products. It doesn't take that long to make an iPhone.
Dan, why is Intel not getting any business here?
It's interesting. I mean, Apple and Intel don't have the best relationship, obviously. Apple kind of kicked them to the curb, as the kids say. I think that might be part of it. But they are trying to build up their own fab for third-party companies. So, they might be part of this in the long run. But at this point, Apple has worked with TSMC. They know what Apple wants. Right. So it's that quality control, I think, that really is part of it. Apple is crazy about that. And so the fact that they have TSMC already, and this could be a TSMC, they're building that plant. This could be the illusion that Tim Cook was making to that plant. It just makes more sense, I think, for them to stick with them instead of going with Intel in a completely different country and for a new product that would be going into potentially an iPhone.
Yahoo Finance's Dan Howley. Thanks so much. Appreciate it.